What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's your boy Noname, back at it with another New York Giants video. And guys, Daniel Jones is the starter. A new era is beginning in New York football. The future is here. He was sitting on our bench for a couple of weeks, and he did come earlier than expected, but doesn't matter how he got here, when he got here, the methods he used to get here. He is here, right now. And our journey with him begins. His journey with us begins. I am extremely excited. I'll admit, I haven't been this excited for Giants football since we clinched the playoffs in 2016. It's been that long. I've been excited. I don't want to say I've never been excited. No, every time, the beginning of every season, I'm always excited. Before every game, I'm excited. But this level that I have right now, I'm absolutely giddy. I feel like a kid on Christmas Day. I haven't had this in a long time, in a very, very long time, and it's because of change. I put out my video yesterday on Eli Manning, my thanks and whatnot. Obviously, I'm gonna miss the dude. Obviously, I think he's one of the best that ever did it. But I recognize when a change needs to be made. I even said it in my Bills recap video where I was like, the loss is on the offense and him, and if he doesn't improve, we're gonna see DJ. Admittedly so, it happened right away. But enough on that. I'm excited because, as I said, we get to see how this guy performs in a real NFL game. I'm not counting Dallas because when he came in, it was only for like a couple minutes, and it was against a defense that already had the game in the bag, so they weren't even trying their hardest. They didn't have their starters out there. The one thing I am concerned about, of course, I'll put it out right now, is his ball security. He fumbled a couple times in preseason, and he fumbled in that game against Dallas, against a defense that wasn't trying. So I'm going to pray and hope that this guy absolutely practiced with something to help improve his ball security, that was a focus among him and the coaching staff. But I'm excited to see what he does, man. Tore it up in the preseason. After the draft, when we selected him, you guys know I got on board right away. I think it was the day after, maybe that same night, I said, hey, the Giants got way better scouting teams than any people on YouTube do, and they've observed Daniel Jones for years because of his connection through David Cutcliffe. So I trust what they're doing. And then you look at the tape, and this guy looks like a combination of Peyton and Eli with some better wheels. You know what I mean? Eli had some wheels when he was younger. A lot of people forget that. This dude was, I don't want to say mobile, but he could move around in the pocket. He could get outside. He could roll out. He could extend plays. That's prime Eli. But Jones, he has the mechanics of Peyton, a little bit of the gunslinger mentality of the Eli, and, wheels of Eli, but, to the max. It's like he actually had a couple of 40-yard and 50-yard touchdown runs in Duke. In a place where he had absolutely terrible people to play with on both offensive and defensive side of the football. And he was playing against guys like at Clemson and Alabama. These are dudes that actually make it into the NFL, and he ran past them, got into the end zone. So Jones definitely has some wheels on him, and that's a facet of his game that we haven't even seen yet. I expect to see it a little bit against the Buccaneers. Let me not get too ahead of myself here, go on praising Jones, talking about how excited I am without actually getting to the point of this video. My God, guys, I'm sorry. I'm just, as I said, really excited. But this is indeed a Bucs preview video. I'm going to try and, shift the focus a little bit here now. But this is indeed a Bucs preview video, Giants versus Buccaneers this Sunday. And once again, I'm not going to predict a win or a loss. I'm just going to try and give my thoughts on how the game should go, how the game should go and what we could do to win, That's what I'm going to try and do. So first and foremost, Daniel Jones, obviously the new factor. The Buccaneers have a average defense, maybe below average. It's only been 2 weeks, but they performed well, thus far in the regular season. They performed really well against Carolina. Although, no, what? I was going to give Carolina a little bit of an excuse there, saying, Cam Newton is a bit hampered and how Christian McCaffrey didn't get the ball much. But no, they did stuff McCaffrey in a couple plays, and they did, for the most part, stop Cam Newton a bit, albeit what may be an injured Cam Newton. But this Bucks defense, it looks good. It looks better than a lot of people expected, and that's why in both of my season prediction videos, I had us losing to the Bucks. Like I said, I'm not predicting a win-loss here. I'm just saying it's not a defense that we should sleep on, and there's a lot of people that are sleeping on it. A lot of Giants fans that, are just kind of sweeping it under the rug. But guys, Todd Bowles is a good defensive coordinator. I won't say great. He's a good defensive coordinator, and he can get to the quarterback with his blitzes. Not only that, this run defense on the Bucks is also better than expected. Obviously, this is something I will always say. I don't expect any run defense in the entire NFL to stop Saquon. It's going to come down to the only thing stopping Saquon is Pat Shurmur. And it's kind of happened in both of our first two games here. So I do expect the run game to get going, and that is one way, one key to success if we want to win this game, which we should. I should say if we're going to win this game, you continue to run the ball with Saquon, give him 20 plus carries. We still haven't seen 20 plus carries from him. This guy is averaging like 7.5 yards per carry, by far the largest in the NFL, and he only has like a little over 200 yards. Come on, Shurmur, get the ball to this guy more. Another reason you want to get it to him, other than the regular football caveats of controlling the clock, controlling the tempo of the game. You have control of how this pace is going, is because you got your young rookie quarterback in there in his very first NFL start at somebody else's house in Tampa. You want to keep the ball, away from him a little bit. You don't want to give it all to him. You don't want to put all the pressure on him. You don't want the offense to completely rely on him because he's a rookie. He's not a quarterback in his second, third year. He's not even a quarterback in his prime, like in his fifth or sixth year. He's a rookie. He's just starting out. And yeah, he's going to make his mistakes. Trust me, I would much rather Daniel Jones have a Peyton Manning-like rookie year, which was, I think he had like 25 touchdowns, 25 interceptions or something like that. Absolutely terrible year. If it means he'll have a Peyton Manning-like career. I wouldn't I would prefer that over him having, an okay rookie year and then an okay career. But he's going to make mistakes. I expect that. It might not be this game. It might not be a couple games, but he will eventually make mistakes. He will throw picks. He will throw some stupid passes that makes everybody wonder, where was he looking? What was he thinking? He will make some stupid rollouts, maybe even try to run the ball a little bit in risky situations. But that's how you learn, man. That's how rookie quarterbacks learn. And there's one thing Jones brings to this team that we haven't had in a long time. That's a large diversity in our plays, because I just mentioned the run. We're going to finally have some legitimate RPO options that you could also incorporate with Saquon, not to necessarily keep the ball out of Jones' hand, but to keep the passing limited. Run it through Daniel. He got wheels to do it, Another thing is, while Eli, attempted to pass the ball downfield a couple times last game, he hasn't really done it the entire season. So this is something that Jones has no problem doing, and that's launching it deep. A lot of people, I want to say everybody that has never seen his film, which is a lot of people, like to discredit Jones' arm strength, and this guy has a good arm on him. It's not, I won't say it's as good as Kyler Murray's, but it's definitely better than Dwayne Haskins, and it's right there. It's like, just ranking it by the rookie class, he has the second best in terms of arm strength, the second best arm. And NFL-wise, he's definitely up there with the average QB's average arm strength. He has enough to get it downfield. He'll push it downfield, and we've seen it in both training camp and the preseason. He doesn't love to throw it downfield, but he will if he trusts his receivers. Which, unfortunately enough, he does, and I only say that because he's had so many reps with these guys. These are the second and third string guys still out there. Shepard, as of right now, has not been officially cleared. I am expecting him to play, though, even if it is, in limited capacity. But Daniel Jones, for the most part, these are the receivers he's always practiced with in training camp and thrown to in the preseason, so he has good chemistry with them. It's just unfortunate that they're the second and third string guys. I expect, or I would hope, that some of them step up in this game, because none of them did last week. And this is something I mentioned before also, I think in my I think it was in either my Cowboys recap or my Bills recap. I mentioned it, and I got called crazy for it by some dude on Instagram. I said how the team plays different when Daniel Jones is in there. I saw it in training camp. I saw it in preseason. and I saw it a little bit in the regular season with that little smidge that we had in Dallas. The team simply has more energy and plays with more life when Daniel Jones is in there versus Eli Manning. Whatever the reason is, it could simply be the same as me. It's a change of pace. It's a symbol that we're moving on. We're gonna have a lot more fun plays. A lot more diverse plays. It's a young guy in there. It's a sign that maybe even, hey, if Eli is benched, then anybody can be benched. Whatever the case is, I've noticed it with this team. It simply plays a lot better with a lot more energy, like a lot more like a professional football team when Daniel Jones is in there. Receivers all of a sudden can get open on their routes. They all of a sudden know how to catch when the ball hits them square in the chest. And even the defense, trust me, this will have an effect on the defense, because the offense will be putting up points. The defense will be a little bit more motivated, just a little bit more than they usually are to protect the lead that they have. Defense will come out there and perform more. Obviously, I expect them to also build off of the second half of that Bills game. The offensive line of the Buccaneers, I put it on the same level as the Bills' offensive line, so I expect them to get pressure as they did in the second half. If they don't, I'll be sorely disappointed. Still not expecting too much from our secondary, extremely young secondary, but maybe with the addition of some type of pass rush, they'll be able to perform more. Which really brings me to my next point. Betcher, you've been hiding yourself from the media, man. If we have another loss and you could really put it on the defense, I want you to come out and speak, or I want you to get out of New York, because you're not doing yourself any favors. And this will be a tough matchup for you because you're going up against Bruce Arians, your former head coach, your former OC, your former boss. He does know how you operate, know your plays, probably knows your tendencies and all that. So please, 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 Betcher, have a good game plan. Have something that could at least help us in this game. Don't be the guy that loses the game for us and then doesn't show up to answer any questions. You're not making yourself look good. You're not doing yourself any favors. Guys on the defensive side that I really need to see take a step up, man. I really need to see Lorenzo Carter take a step up this game. He was involved in some pressures last week, but I need to see him involved in every pressure and every play every week. That's the type of guy, even though you were a project that the Giants drafted you for, that's the type of guy you showed the potential to be. So please, unlock it somehow. Be that guy. I need to see more Lorenzo Carter. We got to see more Marcus Golden last week. I want to see him again. He did his thing last week, but you did it too late. I want to see you do that from the beginning of the game, Golden. You are a veteran in this game. Speaking of veterans, oh my God, Antoine Bethea and Jabril Peppers, you guys really need to step up, all right? The corner play, I can excuse a bit, even for Jenkins, because you need some type of pressure to help out the corners. He's right. He was completely right in his quote. You can't cover somebody for too long. You know what I mean? They're covered for the first couple seconds, but nobody could do it for an extended amount of time if there's no pressure to the quarterback. The safeties, however, you guys need to be better in that run defense. You guys need to be better with covering some tight ends. And you guys need to be better in overhead help, man. It's crazy. Y'all look lost. Please do better. I already talked about the offensive side. Shermer, if you don't get Saquon involved, man, I'm really going to start to seriously think about, does this guy need to go? You need to get Jones involved in the run game as well. Not too much, obviously. You don't want him injured, but I don't want to see him throwing the ball 44 times a game as you for some reason did with Eli. All right, this is going to be his first start. I'll stress it again. You don't want to give him the ball too much. I would set like a cap limit. Like, I don't want to see anything above like 25 passes from him, 25 pass attempts. Maybe keep it some to like 20 or 25 for like 2-something and a touchdown, and Saquon on the ground, 20 carries, 150, a touchdown or two. Like, keep it real, man. Jones on the ground for maybe 40 yards or something. Keep it balanced. Keep it. I don't want to say simple, because your offense has been simple, but just keep it balanced. Keep it fit for a young QB that's just getting his real experience. Don't force him to do too much. Don't force him to do too much. Don't get too cutesy with it. Be a little bit more straightforward. I'm getting really annoyed with all these cutesy, awkward plays that Shermer calls, where he kind of overthinks the defense and then overthinks himself into death. forcing us into really third and long situations, and even in the third and short ones, he just doesn't give the ball to Saquon. He wants to do rollouts and stuff. Like, come on, man. Nah, be a little bit more straightforward. And I know this video was a little bit all over the place, but I'm excited if I didn't mention it already. The keys to success, guys: run Saquon, get Jones involved in the RPO. Both of those for the purpose of having him not touch the ball too much. I don't want to see 44 passes. The defense needs to continue from where they left off in the third quarter versus the Bills. Marcus Golden and Lorenzo Carter need to get pressure from the beginning of the game, and our safeties from over the top need to actually help our defensive backs. That's what I got for y'all today. Let me know what you all think down in the comments below. What do you think about my all over the place keys for success? But are you excited for the Daniel Jones era? All your thoughts. I love to have conversation with y'all. Put them down below. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Put your comments down below. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Until next time, I'm out.